Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the LG Dishwasher Circulation Motor Assembly. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new gasket and circulation motor assembly. The circulation motor assembly circulates warm air through the dishwasher to help the dishes dry. The main reason you'd be changing it out is if it's failed and the dishes aren't drying properly. In order to change the part, we have to open up the dishwasher door. Once you have the door open, we're going to take this little vent cap off. You just have to turn it counterclockwise a little bit so it releases, and you can lift it off and set it aside. Now that we have the vent cap off, we're going to use a Phillips screwdriver to take out the 6 screws that hold the outer door panel on. As you're taking the last screw out, you want to make sure you hold on to the panel because we have to hold it on while we close the door. Once you have the last screw out, we're going to lift the door up so it closes. Once you have the door closed, we're going to pull it on the bottom of the panel a little bit and then let the panel drop down and pull it off the dishwasher and set it aside. Now that we have the door panel out of the way, we're going to take this brace off. There's a screw on each end. We're going to use our Phillips screwdriver to take them out. Now that we have the screws out, we're going to lift up on this end and get it from behind the bracket. Once you have it out, we're going to pull it to the right, and we can pull it off the dishwasher. Now we can take off the wires. We're going to take them off the wax motor first. If you have to, you can use a small flathead screwdriver to help take them off. Got the double red on the right and the blue on the left. And on the motor, we have the gray wire on the inside and the red wire on the outside. They glued this tube into the housing, so we're going to have to pull it out all as one piece and glue the tube onto the new part. So we're just going to pull the bottom out a little bit and then drop it down. Once you have it free, you can pull it out of the dishwasher. Now that we have the assembly out, we're going to set it on a table with a towel so we don't damage anything. Then we're just going to take a small flathead screwdriver and get between these two pieces and kind of break all the sealant free. Once you have the silicone broken free, there's actually a locking tab on each side too. So we're just going to get underneath it and lift up the housing so we can pull the tubing out. Once you have the tubing out, turn it over and do it on the other side. And once you have the two separated, you want to make sure you clean all the residue off the tubing so it gets a good seal when you put it back together. Here's the old circulation motor assembly next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. Looks like they added a drain hose to the new one, but it'll go in and work just fine. Before we put the new circulation motor assembly in, we have to attach the tube to it. So we're going to run some sealant around the edge right here before we snap it on. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a small amount around the edge right here. Once you have the sealant in place, you want to make sure that it's in the correct position before you snap it on. You don't want the curved going down. You want it to be just like this. Once you have it lined up, you can snap it into the circulation motor. Once you have it snapped in place, we can put it into the dishwasher. Before we put the circulation motor in, We're going to put the O-ring into the groove right here around the vent. All you have to do is press it into place. Once you have it in there, we can turn the assembly around and lift it up into place. Once you have it in place, we can reconnect the wires. We're going to connect the ones to the motor first. So we're just going to grab those wires. And remember, the red was in the front and the gray was in the back. And then we can grab the wires that go to the wax motor. The blue was on the left, the double red was on the right. Now that you have the wires hooked up, we're going to run the drain hose down the side of the tube. Just want to make sure it goes behind the wires. And you just want to put it down into the bottom of the door here, so it drains down there if any water accumulates up in the housing. Once you have it in place, we can put the brace back in. We're just going to slide the brace in from the right-hand side. As you're putting it in, you want to make sure that this tab right here goes right underneath the tube right there to support it. And then the brace goes behind the bracket here. And then you want to make sure that the tube is lined up and goes into the bottom of the door. We can put the other end of the brace in. You just have to lift it up and slide it behind the bracket. Once you have it in place, you can line up the screw holes. Then we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in. Once you have both screws in, we can put the outer door panel back on. To put the outer door panel back on, we're just going to line it up so that the tabs go into the slots. You can lift it up into place. Once you have it all the way up, you can push the bottom half in. And then we can carefully open the door, holding it just like when we took it off. Then we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in. Now that we have the outer door panel on, you can put the vent back on. You want to make sure that this part of it is lined up with the opening in the door. We can set the vent into place and then turn it clockwise to tighten it down. The new gasket's pretty thick, so it's going to make it harder to turn to lock in. So you can take a small flathead screwdriver, just push on this tab right here to help get it to lock. Once you have it locked in place, you can close the dishwasher door, plug it back in, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.